Let's see if we're live. Let's see if we're live. Are you up in there yet, Tristan?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay. I don't see it playing on YouTube. Maybe my phone's behind.
Well, let's just do our thing.
All right. Hey, everybody. How you doing? This is Carlo.
Hey, it's Tristen.
And we're here today to sculpt real quick some orcs. I hope we're live in the chat or in the. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I'm gonna turn that down. All right, technical issues are over. Hey, Curtis, how you doing? Tristan, we were going to do what we usually do. We're going to do it real quick today. We're going to do it for about an hour because we both have another place we have to be. But it's been 2 weeks since we've been sculpting here live. Just going to talk about the thing that's on the screen right here real quick. This one is our Jin head. We made it to go with the Mythic Legion's Calazir. A few things I've done on this since the first few streams we did. I think this was this the first one or the second one we did? Tristan, was this our practice stream?
No, I think it was. I think it was probably our second or third. Our first one was. Shoot, hold on. I can tell you exactly.
Well, that's all right. I'll just talk about this real quick. We don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
I threw some tertiary detail on his cheeks here, like some veinage, and I did a texture brush around the head. I want to simulate skin texture, but I don't know how the 3D printer is going to print up this detail. I think a lot of the heads have been a little smooth lately that I've seen, and some of the toys, they have like skin texture on them now because their printers are able to print out better skin texture. So that was just my shot. We're going to go through and print this guy up, see what details show up, and then we're going to go ahead and adjust from there. Do you like anything about this guy so far? Do you like where I'm going with it?
Yeah. I mean, I like most of it. I feel like the ponytail that you have on it could use some work.
Well, it's not. It's a work in progress, obviously.
Yeah,
so,
no, of course.
I just threw those rings in the beard and the top here. I know I think it might look a little close to the Calazir Jin, so I'm trying to change it up a little bit. But I mean, basically, you have your stereotypical wizard, your stereotypical genie, your stereotypical orc. So, just trying to make it look a little bit different. But I had these horns since the last time we sculpted. I liked how that ended up looking, and the mustache. I've been doing all kinds of different looks to it. Like I've been grabbing it and I've been pulling it out, and making it look like longer. But then I was worried about that being a breaking point and stuff like that. So, I like his expression. He looks pretty devious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, while I'm doing this, Tristan, you just go ahead and bring up your ZBrush. So today we were just going to do a quick orc because I feel like it's a monster and we can do that pretty quickly. Curtis over on Facebook mentioned to make them space orcs. So I think that's a cool thing. We haven't done any space orcs yet. We do have that one orc that you did for Legion Shop a while back. But it's been a while since we did some orcs, right? All right. So let me know when your screen's up and we'll switch over. The other thing's going on, I got my D13 shirt on today. While Tristan's sculpting, I think I'm going to go on that website and see if I can order one of his exclusive products here. Are you up with your thing yet?
Yep, it's up.
Okay, I don't know what time Chris is going on sale with this.
I've been having this weird thing with my computer where, like, out of nowhere, for no reason at all, my computer's or my mouse sensitivity just like dropped. So now it's like to get across the screen, I'm having to like. I don't even know what I just did right there.
Yes.
I have no idea what I just did.
Well, I can't see your screen because I don't have my two monitors. Are you up and sculpting yet or no?
No, my ZBrush canvas, when I was trying to demonstrate like how my mouse sensitivity was super low, the canvas just moved to the bottom left. So hold on.
Okay.
Let me get it back into frame.
Is it on your screen currently?
Yeah. All right, we're good. I don't know why that happened or how that happened. But it did. Okay.
All right, so let's talk about orcs real quick, right? So, like, when I see, you did an orc a long time ago, before we knew about Mythic Legions, before we were really into, like, seeing World of Warcraft and things like that. That movie came out when you were in college, the World of Warcraft movie, right? And
I think so.
I think it. Well, yeah, I think it was really cool, and I really liked the Durotan character. I thought he went out a little, not my favorite way.
Yeah.
He lost because the dude cheated and used the fell or whatever. But I think that when I look at those characters, I just see the Hulk, right?
Yeah.
And like, it looks like to me, like when you're looking at, I see the Hulk with big tusks, right? And when I look at, say, like the Mythic Legions orcs, right? They look a little bit different. They look like their own thing. So like you have we have like, there's a lot of people who've done orcs, but 3 major orcs. You have the Mythic Legions con, you have the Tolkien that we've seen in Lord of the Rings, and then you have those from the World of Warcraft. So what characteristics do you like best about orcs? Or what is your, I guess, quintessential orc? You know what I mean?
I guess it would probably just be, I really like orcs with I mean, like, they've had different orcs and different things, and their tusks have been different sizes and everything, whether they've shown really like prominent tusks or not. But I always really like orcs with like really prominent tusks. Like the way they do the World of Warcraft orcs have always been really really cool to me, just because of like how sort of expressive they appear, and just like.
Right. Well, I like all the bones and the piercings they put on them. I think with some of the 3D printers or 3D sculptors, the people in the community we're in, there's a lot of the big tusks. I think that people like those a lot. We just went to, I guess we'll just do a little recap of what we've been going through the last couple of weeks as well. We went to MuskyCon and seeing the my wife's gonna kill me guys, and it was a pretty fun time for us. And one of the vendors there, I've never seen his work before, was Frank Lira, and I bought some of his ogre scale orc custom heads, right? I didn't get but like those tusks were huge, and like I gotta admit that might be a part of the reason. I don't know who sculpted those, but I think they were sculpted really great, and his paint jobs on them were excellent, I think. So those were part of the inspiration we're doing this today, for me at least.
Yeah.
Did you see, like, he has some big axes that he painted up? Those axes were really cool.
Oh yeah, I really liked those axes.
Now,
sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Okay, so we've done Onis quite a bit as well, so there's a lot of similarities. I remember when we did your first orcs for Legion Shop, you were like, well, I don't really know if I like where this is going and whatnot, and you were like, I might have a different idea, and that's when you explained to me the whole Oni lore and legends and things like that, which is crazy because I already kind of knew that, because I played that Onimusha game when I was younger, like PlayStation 2 probably.
Yeah.
We played through that when you were a kid, but I didn't really know what the Onis were per se, like the proper terminology of them. You know what I mean? So, explain kind of what you're doing. Now, I think our guys are looking similar already, but we're gonna first probably do, I think, the quintessential orc looking thing, right? And then we'll probably throw some space stuff on it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of doing that. I'm kind of trying to figure out like just how I can like separate it from orcs that you see or that you've seen before. I mean, that's kind of hard to do because I feel like, you've seen.
You seen one orc, you've seen them all.
Yeah, it almost kind of feels like if you've seen one orc, you've seen them all.
So like I see you're going with a bigger nose, okay? And
honestly, like I kind of thinking about maybe giving him kind of like a pig nose almost.
Okay, well, make it big because I'm going to go opposite of you. So like that's the cool thing about these streams is like I'll see what you're doing and I'll try to get a different look on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But mine's kind of looking piggy as well. I guess I'll lean in more towards the Hulk proportions, I guess, with the big, massive brow.
Mm-hmm.
So you can switch back over to mine whenever you want. I'm just kind of feeling it out right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a big old caveman brow. You still on yours?
Yeah. Another thing that I actually kind of thought about doing.
And again, remember, we got to go quick with this today.
Yeah. So. One thing that I also thought about doing was kind of seeing how I could play with the shapes a little bit. I thought about maybe trying to warp his head a little bit before I get too deep into it.
Right.
And maybe trying out maybe a more triangular shape, right? But not in the way you would think, where you'd think like the triangle pointing down, but more giving him a wider jaw and then narrowing out his cranium a little bit.
Okay. I got a Hulk looking thing pretty quickly here, didn't I?
Yeah.
I've been looking at the Hulk quite a while, you know what I mean? So I guess from here, I just play with the nose till I don't like that nose. I was going to do a short not piggy. Don't do that. A shorter nose, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like either one of that. Okay, I like that one better. And the other thing too is you can always just change it on the fly, whatever you want to do. Now, if we're going back to Lord of the Rings looking stuff, right? Do you remember that guy that had that cat looking face? Whenever he had the scar. It was from Return of the King, and he had he's the guy that launched the heads back in the catapult or whatever.
Yeah.
He looked to me more cat-like. Now, you also have the Mandalorian where it had those dog people.
Uh-huh.
They're basically space orcs, speaking of the space orcs. They were basically dog-looking people, and but they basically read as orcs as well. So I find similarities in a lot of different properties because we've talked about this before. Everything's been done, and that's kind of the hardest thing about doing what we're doing. I think that's why AI is so good at quickly replicating things as well.
You're taking her jabs.
That?
I said they're taking her jabs.
She said, "Take your jabs." I'm yeah, I'll jab AI. It's not a real person yet. So.
Not yet.
Same thing I'm doing. Are we on mine still? Yeah. Same thing we do every week is I basically fudge out where I want the eye sockets to be and the forms to be. Orcs kind of are more wrinkly in a lot of things. So, the first time I did orcs, you're I like it, but it looks like an old man. I was but yeah, they all kind of have wrinkles and monstery stuff. So that's just more texture that you get to put on it.
Yeah, I'm really leaning into the pig aspect of it.
All right, we'll switch back over here so I can see what you're doing.
I'll get there eventually.
My guy looks sad right now. I got to angry his angry orc eyes up a little bit. Put on his angry orc eyes.
So I'm gonna. No, I don't want to do that one. I want to do the deformer. Maybe go like that. Go like that. And just kind of widen them out a little bit. Heck yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Hey, keep going with it, though. I think at this point, I'll go ahead and throw some tusks in there just to get the overall look of an orc. We'll do this cone 3D.
I don't know what happened to my symmetry, but I might actually turn that off here in a little bit.
We talked about loading up some pre-made assets. And every time I sculpt the ears and every time I sculpt these teeth over on stream, I'm like, boy, I should have just loaded a tooth from a previous file. One of these days, I will do that.
So one of these days, we'll just get lazy with it. I don't think it's lazy, but
we only have an hour, so it's like I don't think it's quite lazy.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just being silly.
You silly guy. Funny guy, Tristen.
I'm kind of having a little bit of fun with this now.
Well, that's good. Again, with these streams, we're not making finalized pieces. Like, again, with that gin, like I'll eventually try to turn it into a finalized piece, But right now, we're just kind of, again, the whole point of these streams with us was to actually just get some pieces out there because we both struggle with time, I guess. I struggle with time. You struggle with juggling projects.
Yeah, I've just got too many projects going on.
And you got to make the time when you can do it.
Which I'm not complaining about the amount of work that I got. I mean, I'm happy to have the work and the people who want to work with me.
Absolutely.
It's that has been a pretty big blessing.
So do you remember when I told you I don't like the tusks? Your original orc that you did for your college thing, how I told you, like, those don't come out of the bottom of the face like that. They're part of the teeth. They have to be a big tooth.
See, but I liked it how they came out of his face like that.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that for the first time here. So I'm going to break my own rule.
All comes back around.
Well, just for the sake of switching it up a little bit, I guess. So, gotta work quick though. I think like a half an hour. We're already like 18 minutes in, and I might wait to see when the stream's over if I can get one of those D13. I think that's just too much right now for me to get my hands on. Which I'm sure. I don't know if you've seen it, but he's doing chocolate Easter bunnies.
Oh, nice.
Not chocolate Easter angels.
Oh, nice.
So he's got the angel sculpt from his biblical adventure campaign, and he's just doing a special release because he did release the demon bodies at like PowerCon and Legions Con. People have seen those.
Yeah.
But he hasn't done any of the other bodies. So he's getting like basically he's refining the base body and getting the tooling together for these things. So
yeah, I think that line's a really interesting line. When I was at PowerCon last year, I didn't realize that like the way he's doing his line is more just like artistic depictions, like historical art, like the
right
artistic.
Well, he's doing it from paintings, basically.
Yeah. So like that would include like a lot of the different depictions that there have been over the years, and I think that's just like really interesting that he's doing it like that.
Yeah.
And he's not trying to like, he's not like I guess like
he just to cut you off because that's what I do. He said on a show the other day, he called up the Vatican to see if they want gift shop to see if they would want them.
The Vatican has a gift shop?
I guess so. He said, no, I don't think so.
That's unfortunate.
No, I don't think so. All right. So I don't know if you want to move back over. Oh, you are back over to my thing?
Yeah.
What about these double tusks? Is that cool?
Oh, yeah, that's kind of cool.
I don't know if people do double tusks or not.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen. I mean, I would maybe make the ones in front just a little bit shorter because you know how sometimes like people have those canines, but they also kind of have the teeth like behind it that's like also a little pointy.
I was gonna make the outside ones a little bit bigger though.
Yeah.
Like kind of like that.
Yeah.
So you're saying make the little ones a little smaller?
Yeah, maybe.
Looks like a shovel. Like you could just shovel through. All right. We were at 21 minutes in. I guess I'll work on this lip now because the lip would deform differently, right? If you have a second set of tusks here, wrap through there a little bit more different. A little bit more. I can't. My English is horrible right now. Anyway, so there's a Hulk-looking orc. And a lot of times here, I just have the standard brush. I know you and me work a lot differently. I'm just going through here and trying to find different muscles that I might want to accentuate in the face. Are we still on my guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, real quickly. Did we freeze?
Mm-hmm.
Did we freeze live on stream?
No. Are you doing stuff?
No, my ZBrush froze.
Oh.
Maybe not. Oh, it didn't. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and save now since it didn't.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah. It's it's one thing that we constantly have to like remind ourselves when we're working on this stuff.
In, right? Now 20 minutes worth of work is 20 minutes worth of work, but if I redo it, I'm not going to get this thing exactly how it is now, and I kind of like how it is right now.
Yeah.
So it's like there's that. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do, we're just going to space them up real quick. I'm going to do insert multi-mesh, right? Or should I just insert? What's the difference, Tristen, between insert multi-mesh and I think I can find it. Insert INN and parts. Well, now will that go on the model that it doesn't make it its own subtool, right? Then I have to split that, or how does that work?
Sorry, what?
If I try to insert multi-mesh, right, like the gun.
Like yeah, it'll insert on the subtool that you're working on as long as it doesn't have subdivisions.
Because like these eyes, right? Like if I put, as long as I don't have subdivisions.
Yeah.
That's why it's not working. See. Thank you for helping me.
Yeah, no problem.
Gotta delete some subdivisions.
Yeah, that's why like honestly, I don't generally work with subdivisions until I have like, my kind of things how I like it for the most part.
Okay.
I don't know why I work like that. I think that was something that I kind of learned really early on, like when I was like really starting to learn ZBrush. Right. Some of the video tutorials I was watching, and this was before Sculptris Pro even existed on ZBrush at least. But I would like Dynamesh, right? I would create the shapes that I want, and then I would Dynamesh it. And then once the form is exactly how you want it to be, right. Then you remesh it, and then you start working from like lowest to highest subdivisions, right?
Okay, but so real quick, I split this, right? This thing to its own subtool, right? Mm-hmm. And I can split that into similar parts again, right? Since it's its own subtool, and I can.
Yeah. So now that it's in its own subtool, you can start actually putting meshes down anywhere, right? Regardless of whether or not there's subdivisions or not. So if you wanted to actually go back on that model and then undo until you have your subdivisions again. You could do that, and you would just apply all of your multi-meshes to that singular multi-mesh subtool now.
Oh, okay.
That's a way you could. That's a way you could do it, and that's a way that I've done it in the past, where it's like I still want to maintain the, I guess, the workability of my model. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Question for you: is my guy on screen or is your guy on screen?
Your guy's on screen.
Should I keep these? Going to be tubes to go in his head. Should I keep these up here or should I put them where the ears are? Do we want to keep the ears since he's an orc?
I feel like you could make his ears like all like mechanical or robotic if you wanted to. That sounds like an interesting idea.
Put this on the jaw area here.
My mouse sensitivity is killing me, man.
Let's see. Skewing it funny. So this right here, I think, will be a bit of just slap some stuff on, and I'll go in and maybe remake these pieces right here. This is kind of just a concept phase for us. I think I do want to give him ears though, so we'll go back to that.
How you doing, Nugget Lover?
Nugget Lover. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by.
I love nuggets too. Don't worry, you're not alone.
When you said Nugget Lover, I thought you were talking about like your brother and sister walking in the background.
I don't think I've ever called them Nugget Lovers.
I'll start calling them Nugget Lovers. I had some. What did I have? I had some good nuggets from somewhere the other day. Walmart. I was starving. I was at Walmart, and I'm like, there's nothing to eat, but these nuggets are hot. So I just went in and I just grabbed them, slammed them. I was I was delivering to the back dock, and I pretty much had from the front of the store. You know how I like to eat fast anyway, but
right
from the front of the store to the back of the store, I pretty much had those nuggets destroyed.
Eating in this house has always been a race.
Well, yeah. All right. What do I say every week? I gotta bring in some ears so I don't have to sculpt ears every week.
I kind of like sculpting ears.
Yeah, but we do it every week. We sculpt ears. I think. Okay, so we're 30 minutes in, right? So this ear is gonna take me bare minimum, right? 5-10 minutes, and that's 5-10 minutes I don't have today. So I'm just gonna approximate an ear of some sort.
Honestly, I've modeled so many ears now that like it doesn't even take me that long.
Good for you.
Honestly, like modeling ears is kind of fun.
An ear is an ear.
Yeah, but they're interesting.
Yeah,
what other part of the body like interconnects and folds the way ears do?
Yeah, you're right. I've been looking at people's ears since we've been sculpting so many years. Like before, it used to be I had this one ear, and then that was the ear that I did,
Yeah.
And then I would just reuse it, and so it was years before I would just copy and paste that ear. And I think, as an artist, you want to grow in other areas. I said areas.
Areas. You want to grow in other areas.
All right. So.
Yeah, I get it.
Go back to your guy so I can see what he looks like.
Give me a second.
All right. So
you see him?
Yeah, that is definitely pig-like. So we talked about the cat and the dog-looking one. Yours is like a pig.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen like a predominantly like pig-like orc. So I kind of like it.
There you go. Robot eye. I'm gonna make a robot eye. I think I'll append a sphere like we always do. So I guess same steps as I always do. You get the head basically formed out, then you add in some spheres for the eyeballs, and then I think a lot of the time, what did I do here? I don't understand what I just did here. Did I not append the sphere?
Delete this. You know, one of these weeks, I really want to do like a sea creature theme, or like creatures from the Black Lagoon theme.
Yeah, you talked about that. You should mention that through the week. I just come up with something like the orcs today. I was like, oh, I don't know, let's do some orcs.
Yeah, well, you know, the creature is one of my favorite, Universal monsters.
Right.
And you know, last night with my girlfriend, I just watched The Shape of Water. If you ever seen that, or do you remember when that came out?
Yeah, that was like the Flash. Is that Flash? What was the Splash? It's a Flash. That was the Splash like redo.
No, it was more like it was. So it was directed by Guillermo del Toro, which, as you know, made Hellboy, the movie, right? And it's the one with the sea creature that looks a lot like Abe Sapien.
Yeah.
There's
Tristan. There's like 10 years worth of movies that I need to get over and rewatch.
Right.
Go ahead and talk about it. I guess spoiler alert for the two people watching.
Well, I mean, without getting into too much like spoilers, like it was a really good movie. You know, it had a lot of the things that I like. It just in general, like media, like, you know, lately, just in the last couple of years, I've been getting really into like older media, like older music, older movies. You know, black and white films.
Are you talking older as in 60s, 80s, 70s?
Like 90s? I'm talking about like 50s under.
50s under what? Movie? I mean, you said media.
Yeah, like movies, music, you know, art in general. Like I like a lot of like the painting, like the paintings they do, just like the milkman or whatever, you know, dropping milk off, you know, like that sort of thing.
What about the Coca-Cola guy? That used to be me.
Yeah, you know, like that sort of thing.
For the day.
You know, there's a certain like novelty to that, you know, that art style that I've always really liked. And, you know, most recently, you know, I've gotten into all of the Universal horror movies, you know, which range from like the 1930s to 1950s. So, you know, that's just the stuff I've been really into. And I felt like that movie, it took place in the 1950s.
Is that when it was scheduled?
Huh?
That's when the Shape of Water.
Yeah, the Shape of Water took place in the 1950s.
Okay.
So, you know, it had like that novelty to it, and like one of the characters was a painter, so like he did a lot of that, like, you know, paint, that 1950s paint style that I really like. And you know, they incorporate a lot of like, you know, old movies, or like stuff from like old movies in it, and, you know, mix that with a giant fish creature, right?
Yeah, okay.
Somehow. And yeah, I really loved it. I really loved that movie. It was interesting. There was a couple of weird parts in it. You know, she does it. I mean, I don't think it's much of a spoiler, because like it's pretty obvious throughout the entire movie that she's kind of falling in love with the fish creature.
Yeah, but at least in Splash, like Daryl Hannah was. Have you ever watched Splash?
Is that the one where she's like a mermaid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch that movie. It's been a long time.
That one, she was pretty Daryl Hannah, not fishy Daryl Hannah. Anyway.
Right. But yeah, no, like in this one, like he's literally just like a fish creature, right? He doesn't even speak. And to be honest, neither does she, right? Like she's like a mute, right? And okay. So like they kind of have like a sort of connection in that way of like neither of them can really communicate, but they like still find a way to communicate.
I don't know, man.
It was a really neat movie.
I don't know how the physicality of that would work.
The what?
Attracted to a fish.
They explain it in a way. See, that's what I mean by it gets a little weird at some points, but you know it's explained.
I have to watch what I say here. Basically, all the fantasy characters that are half anything, like they're off limits in my like. If you can be pretty as you want to be, if you got minotaur legs or fish legs, I don't think that's going to work out. Like,
well, I mean,
Ariel for the Little Mermaid, like she went human at the end, right? So, like, okay, that's okay. But I think, yeah, I think in the Splash movie, she just turned back into a mermaid, and the dude like went to live in her magical mermaid kingdom.
Yeah, no, from start to finish, he was a fish man.
Okay. Okay, go back over to my guy, I guess.
Okay.
Oh,
nice.
So
I like what you're doing there.
Like, I don't know, like obviously it's not going to be a square at the bottom, but like put this thing over here, and I think I'll go through and extrude some of these faces and then smooth that out a little bit to give them like a cyborgy thing. What you gotta go over, like we got like 20 minutes left, so you gotta go over and like sci-fi your guy up now. So
yeah, I was actually just thinking about that, and I think I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do. So hold on, give me a second. This might be changing some stuff up a little bit, but I think it will work. Not changing anything up from what I've done, but like just kind of like changing how you like look at an orc.
Changing how you look at an orc.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay. I'll go ahead and plate up the side of his other side of his head. You know what I mean? Your stereotypical, hey, I got my brain caved in with a mallet, so let's just...
You gonna give him brain damage?
A space mallet.
That's okay. My first thought was to put a giant screw in my guy's head.
Yeah. Oh, I got symmetry on, don't I? Oh, well. He'll get double plates. He got both sides of his head caved in. Maybe I'll come across the back like that. Yeah, this is, again, Tristen, hopefully like this process helps like free up some of your apprehensions about sculpting. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, how like you feel so much pressure about putting out good pieces.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the time we've spent doing this has definitely helped a lot in my creativity and just kind of the I guess spontaneousness of it, maybe, or just like putting down like details or parts. I think I still struggle, and honestly, I'll probably always sort of struggle with just like overthinking a piece.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like, because you definitely overthink quite a bit. So, I have to try and remesh it, see what it turns into. Well, I'm okay with making a bad piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm just thinking like because this past week I've been working on this one piece for a client, and Curtis says, sorry, I fell down a rabbit hole of looking at old techno spawn figures while waiting for the stream.
Hey, Curtis is back. Thanks for calling back, bud. I actually saw the old manga spawn at the record exchange the other day, And like, maybe I should buy that. And I was like, no, I gotta save the money for MuskyCon. I have to save money for an in-stock sale.
But
I got the real quick. I got the new McFarlane redo of the manga Spawn. It is awful. I bought it because I was like, oh, I'll collect all the Spawn toys for a while there, and I'm just like, man, this thing fell short.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about the
I didn't even want to take it out of the box. Like, it's not even the artist. Like the original design of those techno Spawns, never really did it for me. But
yeah, I was never super crazy about those or about that particular figure.
Those Nitro Riders, though, remember that, Tristen? Remember I got that bike?
Yeah, that one was really cool.
Yeah, I don't know what the riders look like. I just remember we found the bike. I think I found the bike at like a flea market or something, and I was like, I'm grabbing that.
But what I wanted to say earlier was, yeah, like I'm working on this piece for a client, and it's like, you know, I do a ton of like research for my pieces, and so it's like if they tell me they want it to look inspired by something, or like, you know, they want it to look a certain way, then I'll just go down like a rabbit hole of like research, just trying to figure out how to capture it just right.
Right.
And, you know, sometimes I kind of fall into this mistake of like trying to look for the exact thing that I'm picturing, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just never going to happen, you know, because your or my vision of the thing is never going to, I'm never going to find that just like looking on Pinterest. Right. And so sometimes I kind of get caught in that.
Right.
And just a little stuck. Curtis says some of the 4-H Spawn ones are pretty cool. Total Chaos as well.
Oh, I didn't know they did the 4-H ones. Yeah. That's right. They were still there at that point in time. I didn't have too many of those. I don't even know if I think the first one I actually bought was this remake that Todd McFarlane did of it. Let's see. Yeah, I think I want to keep that thing over the eye. You know, those were the first toys that actually got me into sculpting. I bought those Spawn toys when I was like a kid, like 16 or 17 or whatnot. And when I went to college, that was one of the things that I basically resculpted.
Yeah, yes, Curtis, we are both sculpting at the same time. So we're just switching back and forth between our sculpts.
Yeah, flip over to you.
That's what I just did.
Oh, okay.
So right now I'm actually kind of just drawing in some like cracks in this, because like if you see what I did here, I created something kind of just like coming out of his head.
Yeah.
Metallic thing coming out of his head. And what I'm doing right now is I'm like kind of just drawing in the lines, like where his head is splitting open, and I'm gonna like move those up to sort of like look more like it's like his head is like kind of deforming from the thing in his head.
His head is deforming from the thing in his head. Okay. Yeah. And you're going with the pig orc. So, yeah, I just sometimes I like my sculpt, sometimes I don't. Like this, he's looking orcish, he's looking hulkish. With an hour, I find, and I don't sculpt that much. So like when I do sculpt, I put a lot into it. I'm just trying to get quicker. And unfortunately, or fortunately, you don't have much time on these hour-long streams to mess up or to think. So I just kind of throw stuff down here, try to figure out if I think it looks cool. And I might like these things. Oh, you're not even on my thing anymore. You know, just this is just like a trial and error thing. And, you know, hopefully people look at these things. And that's why I always do the update the next week, because like sometimes they're pretty rough because we haven't, you know, really put the time into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I got something cool on this head plate here. So zoom out so I can see a guy from the front, Tristan. Okay.
See what I meant about kind of like making him like more triangular?
Yeah. He's definitely triangular.
I kind of like that.
All right. I think I'm just gonna. I don't know where the sci-fi is going on this guy. This guy needs to be a little bit more finished in the face. So I'm gonna work on my guy's face some more.
Okay.
I guess the easiest thing to do would be to put some type of cylinder in the eye or robot teeth. I haven't given him any top teeth yet. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do that or not. Tristan, the insert. Okay, never mind. We already went down that hole. I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm not gonna try something new while we're on the air. I'll just do the old tried and true method where I'll just draw something, extract it, and turn it into something.
Yeah. I was gonna say something earlier, but it's totally left my brain.
Where do I find extract again? There it is. I found it.
There you go. You're welcome.
Hey, you're welcome. We'll make that gray. Extract. Oh no, don't do that.
You know how I do that to you, like whenever like you have a question about something, and like as soon as you ask me about it, like you just immediately find the solution.
Yep.
So recently, I've been doing that, or that's been happening with Matt, my best friend from college.
Right.
He's been playing the new Dragon's Dogma that came out.
Okay.
And
was that the one you bought the other day?
Yeah, that was the one that I bought the other day. And he said he was having this problem in the game where like something like wasn't working or something was like glitching, and like it was just not acting right. And he did what he always does whenever like something happens. He comes to me and he complains about it, right? and as soon as he complained to me about it, the thing actually started working, right?
Oh, that's exactly what happens with ZBrush to me.
Yeah.
Except for I still haven't figured out, Tristan, how to get my sensitivity back to my pressure on my tablet.
I think that's all just dependent on like probably your drivers, right? Like usually whenever my sensitivity like messes up, I have to I usually just turn off my computer and then turn it back on, and it's working fine after that.
Yeah.
But I think if that's not the case, where it's not coming back on after you turn off and on your computer, then maybe you need to update your drivers for your tablet.
I did something that I kind of like. Go over to my screen real quick.
Okay. What are those?
You got this little chin spike.
Oh, the chin spike. That's really cool. I like that.
I'm just gonna go through here and try to figure out if I want to keep it like that.
He's got like them Majin Buu tubes on his head.
Oh yeah, coming out the side.
Yeah.
That's just like I didn't know what I wanted to do with it, so I just be loose and just kind of throw something on there. Controls. Were you saying something about it? I don't remember.
Oh,
we got 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, yeah, it was exactly like that thing. And he messaged me after that and was like, he's like, you got some kind of like superpower gift or something, because like every time I come to you and I complain about a game, like or messing up, it always fixes itself like right after. And it's like, I'll tell you the same thing I tell Carlo whenever something like that happens. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
He's like, you're welcome.
What can I say? It's a gift.
If only I could make that happen with my own stuff. I just get frustrated for like an hour and then turn it off and come back tomorrow, and it's better for some reason.
Yeah, well, restarting the program, I'm just talking about with our stuff, not with the video game, but
right.
Restarting the computer actually helps a lot.
Yeah, sometimes
you mess up refresh settings and they don't save all the time. So
yeah, I mean that's how it is with the majority of like computer related issues. Is like, you know, my IT teacher in high school taught us like the first thing you do whenever you're fixing a computer related problem is to turn it off and turn it back on. You know?
Oh yeah. So yeah, the big tubes on the side of the face. I think I'm going to take the Mythic Legion's tubing. You know, that comes in the back of the science officer or the Tusk figures. You know, and then loop that into there somehow. So he'll get some tube coming out of his face.
Curtis asked, "Do you typically add color while you are sculpting, or is that for the benefit of the stream?"
It's for the benefit of the stream. Like in my mind, like a lot of times I'll just see the thing complete in my head, and I just have to get there. With this is the concepting phase. It's just so people can see.
I will say, even when we're not streaming, he does add a lot more color to the pieces than I do. Like I kind of feel like I find my forms best when I'm just like working in black and white.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then that also goes to the, I used to, you know,
I just want to switch over here to show kind of just like what I got from.
I used to make my models for like, you know, animation basically, you know, so it's like I wanted to see, you know, the end product on screen moving in color. So that's kind of why I think maybe I do that more than you do, Tristen.
Yeah. Maybe I could make this even like bigger. Let me try something here. I'm giving him kind of like a Yondu sort of
fin
thing. Yeah. A little bit.
Okay, we got 7 minutes. Maybe I'll try to throw some hair on my guy. This could go horribly wrong in the next little bit, so we'll see.
I might even make it just a bit bigger. And then just really push the let's bring that just a little bit. Kind of really liking kind of what's going on here. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. That's even better.
Oh, make them straight up and down so I can see it.
Hold on.
Oh, I think we got a package. Maybe it's my order.
That's really triangle headed.
Triangle head sounds like a slur of some sort.
Well, don't make it like that.
Triangle.
Yeah, but what do you think of that? What do you think of that?
Yeah, it looks like you could go on a I don't know. You definitely could go on like one of the, you know what head that would look good for the not the outpost axis, The one that was at PowerCon. What was that wave on the stream? I can't remember.
The Ox Crew.
Yeah, on that body, that head would look like it would fit sweet into that body.
Yeah, I think I actually kind of want to like break up the splitting here on this forehead just a little bit. I feel like we came up with some decent stuff in an hour.
Yeah. I got like a toupee on this guy. If you want to switch back over to mine, I'm just like bulking out some hair chunk. Is there a rough looking toupee thing? Maybe I'll pull it out a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
I don't know. Maybe I'll kind of do a little something. I don't know.
I'd like to add, like at some point, I'd like to add some more like stuff like underneath his skin that kind of like some like mechanical stuff underneath his skin that kind of just like stretches it out, but doesn't quite break the skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You do the techno lines like Tony Stark was getting when he had the Iron Man costume on.
Curtis, you got a point there. He said that mine kind of feels like it's inspired by the Gamorrean guards.
There you go.
I hadn't even thought about that. But I guess you're right. I guess those guys are a bit orcish, a little bit.
Well, pig looking orc. Yeah, I see it.
Give him bigger bottom lip.
Yeah, this will be a good start. I mean, usually within an hour you can nail down, hopefully, where you're going with the sculpts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and whether I keep his silly little toupee that I made for him here or not. It's like, go back in and cut this up a little bit. Just trying to find something that I think is working. If I don't like it, I'll move along into something else.
Oop. I want to give him an ugly chin.
Another thing that we're going to be trying, since we have two people in the chat here, is I talked to a couple people already about it, but last week we had Perry on from Perry's Customs, and we did a little fawn head with him. We're gonna have some more guests on. We're just gonna kind of do like sculpts for people. So if anybody watching this on replay or any of you guys in the chat now want to come on at any point in time, have us sculpt something up. The deal is we're going to sculpt it, and then you're going to own the sculpt. So we'll do what you used to do, and then if you guys want to take it to any of your other 3D printers that want to sculpt it, print it out or whatever, you can do that, or we'll print you one or two for yourself.
And I think the thing that we really want to stress with this as well is, or at least that I would like to stress with this, is that we're not charging for this either. Like, so there's really no like, I mean, we might do some kind of like Patreon thing at some point for something else, but this particular aspect of sculpting, people's requests is something that we just want to do.
I seen Eric try to do that at Intern for a Day, and I've seen, I think Saba did a stream a couple of times where he sculpted for people. And it's just like, it's good for us to stretch our creative muscles, and it's also good for Tristen because you work with a lot of clients.
Yeah.
So get different people's views and things on things and have to do something quick on the fly. Should be a good exercise and just kind of concepting quick and being able to produce.
Yeah.
So I asked the guys from the Legion's Lair if they want to come on. They were pretty happy about that. So, since we're doing sponsors for them for the last year or so, or two, or whatever we do, how that came apart is he lived down the road, so I just see he was doing giveaways. I just wanted to give him some heads. Next thing you know, they're like mentioning us every show, which is awesome. But I feel like they mention us, but we don't produce anything except for the conventions. So it's like, hey, these guys are check out their stuff. We're like, well, where's it at?
So yeah, check out our stuff. We got it somewhere.
We still got some stuff on Legion Shop, which is another point of this whole sculpting thing, is we're trying to get some more stuff available for that as well. Now we have like 5 or 6 different head sculpts we've done over the last couple of weeks. I just have to find the time to finish them.
Yeah, we really do just need to find the time to finish them. Like, I don't think I've ever had so many like just a set like kind of incomplete pieces at one time, right? Like, because normally when I work, I
It's
focus
the one
on
thing
one
for a month,
like I focus on one thing, and like all of my energy is just kind of spent like thinking about how to make that one thing perfect. But
right.
I don't really like that.
What about
this is really helped with.
What about these flicks I'm throwing on him, Tristen?
Huh?
And his hair.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. So like I could see that one in the Ravagers on a Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah, I can see that
too. He said Carlos feels like a space pirate, like something you'd see on like in like the Ravagers.
Yeah,
like, Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
I can see that.
That is pretty cool.
Okay, we're at 1 o'clock. So thanks for stopping by, you guys. Thanks for sticking around. Let people know about this if you will. I'll be on Jonathan's show later on today. Hedgehog's back. He's been off for a few weeks, so looking forward to that. See how he's doing, and I think we'll give away some stuff there too. So, thanks for stopping by.
Here, just
what's that?
So just so everybody can get like one more look at my guy before we go. All right.
Zoom him in a little bit. Yeah, he's got some personality. Yeah, he'd go good with the Ox crew on the little big head green face guy.
Yeah, like I kind of felt like he would go good on like a short, like a smaller body, know.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys, and hanging out with us for a little bit.
All right. We will see you next week. Thanks.
Catch y'all later. Bye.
Bye.